The big thing we noticed from the beginning of doing WAEVZ AU was how essential collaboration is to this scene. You know, when the word collaboration comes to my mind, all I can think of is my favorite artists and producers coming together to make something crazy, something special. Music is an inherently creative endeavor, and collaboration is that tool which can help you to evolve your sound whilst also pushing you outside of your comfort zone. So, on this episode of Sydney Speaks, we are asking, what is the significance of collaboration between artists and producers? Let's get into it.
Collaboration is everything. It's everything. If you look at the trajectory of any of the big artists that you love, their careers started with a lot of really intimate, genuine, intentional collaboration between heaps of different people in the industry.
I feel like a lot of the magic happens when you guys come together, artists and producers, and yeah, I mean, it's all very good cooking up by yourself. Everybody has their own process, but yeah, I think a lot of the magic happens when that synergy happens.
Not only are you able to dive into someone else's perspective and get a fresh set of ears and eyes on a project, you're also engaging with a completely different audience.
You know, it's healthy for the culture. Networking is a big deal for us, and you just never know who will step into the studio with you. You might be helping them or they might be helping you. You know, it's an opportunity for both parties to expand their brand and benefit from it.
Collabs are essential to an extent. You know, you can't be forced. You can't force a collab. You have to be vibing. You know, you have to have that energy in the room. Yeah, if you're not feeling it and if you're not messing with that person and you're just doing it for something else, I don't think that's right, because you can feel it in the music that it doesn't sit well.
I think there's something to be said about when a producer and artist are on the same page creatively and they have this shared vision for the project that they're working on. And speaking as a producer myself, that's something I try to bring into every project I'm working on, is taking the time to understand the artist and what their values are, and that helps me make more informed creative decisions in the studio.
I love working with other artists and producers. I always feel like it's a great opportunity to learn not only about them and their style, but about your own, because you get to see what things you do like and other things you might not budge on.
The relationship between an artist and a producer is really special, even if you just met for the first time, because you're both putting yourself in a position where you're vulnerable enough for your creative energies to collide and make a song, and you both go in with the same objective of making the best possible version of what happens when those two creative energies collide. And you know, it manifests as an MP3 file at the end, which is so weird and so special.
Having creative minds working on the same project is bound to make something great. So I think collaborating is something very vital in the scene, and I think it should be happening a lot more, especially for the fans to see 2 or 3 of their favorite artists on the same track is massive.
I feel like artists and producers don't really collab enough. I feel like producers just kind of like send their beats and leave it there, but I feel like producers have a lot of valuable insight into where a project or a song could go creatively, and I feel like artists could easily take to that, and you'd see a lot of improvement in the music here.
At the end of the day, we're a growing scene, and I think we need to start seeing more people you know, collaborate outside of their friendship groups, if you know what I mean. There's too many people collaborating with the same people. You know, grow your audience by collaborating with somebody else completely different, something people weren't expecting.
I think we're definitely lacking that here, and I'm really excited to see more of it and have more people who just genuinely pour all their energy and love and resources into an artist project because they believe in its potential. That to me is collaboration.
When you're like sitting there banging your head against the desk, like being like, I can't get around this idea, it's almost like writer's block but for producers. It's super important to get someone else's fresh input because they provide a perspective that you might not have thought of before.
I definitely think working with different producers and different artists brings out the best in you creatively. It brings out the best in all the artists on the track. You know, if I'm collaborating with someone then I'm going to be motivated to write my best because I know that the other person's going to come with their best too.
And by us merging our worlds and collaborating, we are then broadening our communities and, you know, exchanging culture.
On this episode of Sydney Speaks, we're asking artists and producers, what is the significance of performing live today?
Live performance is more or less the backbone of any musician's career.
People got to stop rapping over pre-recorded vocals.
We work hard, man. Pay us our money.
The feeling that you get when you're on stage is fucking crazy, man.